Are paid ads or organic ads going to be better for your business? Let's go through the first three things that you need to remember if you remember nothing else. So the first key takeaway is that paid ads are going to be generating results in 3 to 7 days or faster, while social media is going to tend to take at least a couple of weeks if you have experience, but it might take longer if you don't. So speed of delivery paid ads are going to absolutely take the cake. The second thing is that quality is going to be your primary metric when it comes to driving results on both platforms, but it's way more exaggerated on social media. You can get away with having a mediocre paid ad because you can look at the analytics and mix and match messaging and you can control your targeting, but on social media, you can't. That ad has to do well for anybody who watches that video, which means your quality needs to be absolutely top tier. And this is something that I am still working on improving actively because it is an incredibly difficult process. And remember that no matter what, the biggest thing that you need to remember is if speed is your most important factor, then paid ads are the way to go. If cost is your most important factor, then organic ads are going to be the way to go because paid ads cost money but are fast and social ads do not cost money but are really, really slow. So let's say you go with paid ads first. What is the actual process to improve the results that you're going to be getting as much as possible, increase the speed, and decrease the cost? Well, you need to understand the way that Meta actually targets people, and this has changed in 2025 with the release of the Andromeda update. The way that this works now is that they can almost all the time find the most profitable audience instantly, so the learning phase is damn near obsolete. The way that they do this is by looking at the ad text, the ad description, and the offer and your landing page and putting them all together to find your perfect customer. Now, you can make this easier by having a well-defined ICP, which is one person that you're talking to, and in reality, Meta is going to find thousands of those people in most markets. So if you want to make the algorithm find the most profitable audience as quickly as possible, call out said audience. For example, dentist. If you're trying to sell new chairs for dentists, in the ad say, "Hey dentist, are you experiencing XYZ issue?" That ad is going to do a lot better than if you talk about the chair itself because it might be harder to find that perfect audience. Another thing to remember with paid ads is while they have nearly unlimited scaling is that while you go up in audiences, you also are going to decrease your average results. This is because that initial audience that Meta finds with that first ad is going to be incredibly profitable or will be profitable very quickly. But as your level of spend increases from $100 a day to $500 a day to $15,000 a day, it is going out the levels of awareness, like in this photograph, which decreases the profitability that you are going to be experiencing. This is because if people do not know your brand or the product that you're selling or the problem that you help solve, then the results are going to decrease. This is a natural result of awareness, and it has nothing to do with Meta's algorithm. Now, with social media ads, the most important thing is going to be quality and finding a niche that you can do well in, looking at the most popular videos and trying to replicate them, add your own spin, and increase the quality. Camera quality, scripting structure, and the person who you're talking to being interested for anyone is going to be the most important thing when it comes to driving results on non-paid social media. So, what's your timeline? With paid campaigns, the first 1 to 7 days is going to be mostly getting the initial results and changing things if necessary, because no matter what, you'll have data even if you don't have sales. The next couple of weeks are going to be primarily iteration, which is mix and matching the top producing creative structures, which is images, videos, what type of images and videos, along with your message type, your problems, and your ICPs, putting them together to find the most profitable advertisements. This process usually does take a few weeks depending on your budget. Then after that, it is simply going to be growing, iterating, increasing the total number of ads that you're running, along with increasing the budget and the systems behind it, meaning if you have 100 leads a day versus 10,000 leads a day, you're going to need a very different system to manage that. So making sure that you're keeping up on all fronts, not just increasing the budget. You also need to make more ads, you need to have better funnels, you need to have better setters, you need to have better closers, etc., etc. While with unpaid social media, all of the back-end stuff still remains, but the primary thing that you're going to be working on the front end is not producing more content, but producing better and better quality content and slowly increasing the volume as you can maintain higher and higher levels of quality. Now, Alex Hormozi calls this an accordion effect.
And then as you start posting more, you do start getting outliers because when you post 30 times a month, there's going to be one video that pops off. And then when you realize that you got more views from that one popped off video than the other 29, you start thinking, man, I wonder if I could make my videos better. And so then you start decreasing your quantity and increasing your quality. But then once you get the quality, like the new reset of quality bar, you're like, man, if I posted 5 of these bangers a month, then you go back up. And so I think there's this continuous cycle of quantity and quality that is very natural for a creator to kind of go through.
And overall, the quality improves over time. But in general, what I recommend on unpaid social media is focus on quality first, because it is unlikely that you have the means to create 30, 40, 50 posts every single day and still have them be high quality. Before we get into this video, I want to remind you that some of the terms that I'm going to be using are indeed complex. And that is why this is actually based off of an article, and there's something called a glossary at the end of that article. That has definitions for every single term that I use in this video that is beyond like a high school level. So if there's anything niche specific or there's anything that's very important, I wrote down the definition so that it would be easier to understand all of the terms in this video, and I highly encourage you to check this out. Couple of quick questions for the end here that I always get. One, how fast do meta ads work? As we mentioned, this could be as fast as 24 hours. Generally speaking though, I expect most ad accounts to need 2 to 3 weeks of iteration and development and testing for them to actually start doing really, really well. Second question I usually get is organic media better than paid ads? And this is because I actually work for my more advanced clients on organic media, but I work with creators. I don't actually film a whole lot of that content myself. The reason being is that those creators have more experience than I do a lot of the time when creating content. So I pay content creators to make content as sponsored videos for brands, and it is a more advanced thing that I offer, but it isn't actually better. What it is just another way, another channel to increase the sales for the brand. But for most businesses, I never even recommend the organic media route because it has higher risk, takes more time, and usually costs more money to do really, really well, versus paid ads is going to have guaranteed returns. Third question I get asked all the time is how often should I update ads in the ad manager? And the answer is every single week. You should be putting 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 new ads in that ad account depending on how much you are spending per day. So if you're spending $50 to $100 a day, you may only need 10 new ads. But if you're spending $1,000+ a day, you're probably going to need 50, 100, 150 new ads in that ad account every single week, iterating and testing new strategies. Fourth question is how do you make meta ads work faster? And the answer is incredibly simple. Try more ads, increase your budget. The more you spend on meta, the faster you're going to get data, the faster you can iterate, and the more creatives you can test. If you don't want to spend money, it's going to be hard to make meta ads work quickly. So remember the triangle of quality. It can be fast, it can be cheap, but it's not going to be good. It can be good and it can be cheap, but it's not going to be fast, etc., etc. Meta ads is the same as almost anything else that you can spend money on. So remember, is paid ads better for you? Yes, if you have money to spend and you want results quick. Is social media better for you? Yes, if you don't have money to spend, but you can wait.